Welcome to StockMarketFunding.com. It's 6:03 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're brutally getting prepared for the long positions that we own on Apple and Google. Yes, we are net long. Yes, if you go back and fetch them videos that we were talking about 2 days ago about inflated and deflated and what it's like to be an SMF MMT market maker in the options pit, and what their behavioral transactions are versus the public behavioral transactions. So we want to make sure that people are always constantly being aware. And this was a big move on that 440 put. From $2 to $18. That was a nice trade when Google was going the opposite way last week. That inflated value here is coming down. And we had pointed these things out very clearly. Google right now up here is a 453.75, 453.95. The 450 call, which we own, is going to gap up. And the upper end of the gap that we're going to be looking at, remember, the markets haven't even opened. So we're going to see if we can get an inflated gap to right around 1420 by 1490. And see if they inflate the opening premium or not. Because we're in that one there. But nonetheless, what we wanted to focus on is also this 440 put that we need to line that market. Yesterday's high was 1490. That's the other side of the bull bounce, is as the short sellers are coming out, these are going to tick lower in price. They'll become wholesale like always, and then bam, if that rodent gets on that bull's rear end, well, heck, you're going to, set up and bounce off the bottom. Doesn't matter. A put option puts in an intraday low, just like a call option over here can put in its intraday high. And if I'm going to lose value here, and this is going to go up $1 intraday, then why am I not taking 70 or 80 cents out of here on 20, 30 contracts and adding a positive SMF debit to the MMT account? Apple Computer, the 250 put. Take a look at that. This thing was so high in value that's below the market now. We do have an Apple gap that's working right now. I'm going to have to put these back, but here is the Google level 2 right here. Okay, and we want to make sure that people can see that opening gap. We're going to be focused on both the 440 put, and there are some other ones that we're going to focus on too. Here is your Apple gap, and I talked about this gapping up last night, 261.75 by 262.5 on the gap, and we seem to be having that gap on there. So our calls that were originally deflated were buyable at the 440 strike and the 450 strike. And I just wanted people to know that the Google $430 call, which we were buying, went up to $25.90 yesterday. What a nice move on that 430 call. So basically, we've taken a look at a few of our gaps. We're going to be focusing on where the put side of the market bottoms out on that opening gap for a short-term trade, as our call options will peak in value on Apple, and they'll peak in value on Google as well. Right up Priceline will too, so will Amazon. We own them all. The thing about it is, it's important for people to know that the 250 call right here on Apple is at 1110 by 1120. Yesterday's move, 560 off of that closing price. What a nice move on that 250 call. And intraday trade can just do it all in one day because they always come along. And when they were short covering and things were getting squeezed on the way up and we kept hitting more intraday highs, so we knew that that short cover was in the market. And now what we're going to do is see on the opening bell what these shorts do as far as making our prices go higher, because we own those 250 calls. I'm being told that the Apple 260 call, which is right here, had made a move. And basically, yesterday's low was $2.13. The close was 206. What a nice move. Yesterday's high would be 495. Well, with the Google gap right here, or the Apple gap, here's the Apple 260 call. We're going to look to see if they get on the gap. It'll be 590 on the bid and 620 on the ask. Then, if it continues to move off the opening bell, we'll be looking at prices that start coming into play at 660 by 690 and start working their way upward until they finally peak. Because when that one peaks, this one is going to get real deflated, and I'm going to buy that 250 put because I can afford the price. Remember, these were $720. Actually, they were up there $15 or something like that, I think. Anyway, they're going to gap down in value, so we have our plan.